Hi guys, JustDave here with part 5 in my 5-part series where I take the top 5 characters in video games, the top 5 characters in movies, top 5 characters in comic books, top 5 characters in TV shows, and this video will be the top 5 underrated characters in all of those. So the winner from each of those respective groups will go on to my next video where I do the top 5 characters in all media. So make sure you check out the other videos if you haven't already. And yeah, let's get to it with number 5. So in at number 5, guys, is Finn from the new Star Wars trilogy. I absolutely adore this character. He's played fantastically by John Boyega, and his character arc is fantastic. I would have loved for Finn to have been a Force-sensitive Jedi, you know, swinging around that lightsaber, being Mace Windu's son, but unfortunately we got fucking Rey Skywalker. God. It's just the meme that just won't die. But yeah, obviously John Boyega's played some fantastic roles. Moses in Attack the Block is a fucking brilliant role, and if you haven't seen Attack the Block, it's a majorly underrated movie, so make sure you do check that out. So the stuff with Rose Tico was really piss poor, but yeah, I think the actual chemistry between obviously John Boyega and Oscar Isaac as Finn and Poe respectively was really good, and they sort of nearly forced the love interest with Rey, and I would have absolutely hated that. So luckily they didn't. But for that reasons, Christ. Ugh. So for those reasons, guys, Finn is at number 5. In at number 4, guys, is Hurley from Lost. I absolutely adore Hurley. I appreciate people really like the character, and some people might say, you know, he's not particularly underrated because he's one of the best characters in the series, but personally I do think he's underrated, because when you think of Lost, you don't necessarily think of that character. You think of Locke, you think of Sawyer, you think of Matthew Fox, you think of Jack, god damn it! But yeah, I love Hurley. He's like that friend I think we've all got, who's just bigger than life. He's really approachable, really likeable, and you know, is always willing to share food. So god damn Hurley. Do you remember that episode where he stashes all the food away? People are like, hey, you've got all the food, Hurley. And he's like, you don't get this fat for not eating food. It's just brilliant. But yeah, for that reason, he is number 4. And the guy who plays him, I'm gonna butcher, Jorge Garcia, I believe. Is it Jorge? It's not George. It's George Garcia. Jorge Garcia. He's wonderful. He's in obviously Hawaii Five-0. I should look up of other things, but he still plays that sort of big, lovable giant. He's very similar to Jerry from The Walking Dead. I think that's why I love Jerry from The Walking Dead, because he reminds me of Hurley. So yeah, number 4. It's been a long week. In at number 3, guys, is Isaac Clarke from the Dead Space series. Now, I freaking adore Dead Space. It is one of those video games where it comes along once in a generation, and it sort of falls a little bit underneath. Like, obviously you got your Resident Evils, you've got your Bioshocks, you've got these big scary games, you've got Silent Hills, and then you get your Dead Space. And Isaac is the epitome of horror. Of a horror protagonist, I should say, simply because he doesn't speak apart from the later games. But yeah. He's fantastic, and you know, especially when you get towards the end of his character arc in Dead Space 2 and 3, you really start to bond with that character. And you know, the twist at the end of the first game is, boy, it's eye-opening. Talk about eye-opening. Dead Space, where he gets the bloody yeah, number 3. In at number 2 is actually 2 characters, because I'm cheating at my own list. It is T-Dog and Abraham Ford from The Walking Dead. So I'll talk about T-Dog first. He was one of my favourite characters, T-Dog. He was just such a cool dude. He was like a proper G in the apocalypse, and he went out like a fucking hero, saving that goddamn bitch, Carol Baskins. No, saving that fucking bitch, Carol, who I hate as a character, simply because she killed T-Dog, and T-Dog was really cool, and he went out like a fucking hero. So, yeah, T-Dog number 2, but also Abraham Ford, who is the coolest ginger in any media. He's got some brilliant one-liners, like mother dick and suck my nuts. Suck my nuts was his last, literally his last breath. And he said, suck my nuts. That is a guy I want to be like when I grow up. When I grow up? How old am I? Jesus Christ. Will I become a real adult, you know? But, yeah, those two guys in The Walking Dead are just iconic, and they're both really, really played well by their respective actors. So for that reason, 2 at 2. So some honourable mentions before I mention the number 1. So we obviously have people like Saint Walker from the comics of the Green Lantern, who actually is a Blue Lantern. He's a big weird alien dude who's, because obviously the Green Lanterns, their ability is obviously will and willpower, but actually the Blue Lanterns, Saint Walker, his ability is based off hope, and it's a really moving comic where he loses all hope and he gets really depressed, and yeah, he basically breaks down, but then he regains hope, and it's it made me cry. It's beautiful. But some other characters, just on the top of my head, you know, I could say John McClane. Even though he's brilliant, and it's definitely a Christmas movie, Owen. I'm not having any of your shit, alright? It's a Christmas movie, end of. But I'm just looking at my stack of DVDs, and I'm looking, John Wick is somewhat underrated. You've got any character in any Marvel movie that's somewhat underrated. Doctor Strange, for example. Everyone, you know, rants on about Iron Man saving the day. Doctor Strange saved the fucking day. Don't care what you say. Yeah, but I'm just looking at his play DVDs. I don't have anything planned in my head. I'm not gonna lie. It's been a long day and this beer's going down well. In at number 1, the most underrated character in all media has to go to your hero and mine, Samwise Gamgee. Just saying his name makes me inspired. I fucking adore Samwise Gamgee. He is the hero in The Lord of the Rings. People always say, oh, it's Frodo, oh, it's Aragorn, oh, it's Gimli. If it wasn't for Sam, Frodo would have never made it out of bloody the Shire. He would have gotten to Bree, got killed by the Nazgul, and that would have been it. You know, Sam, you know, get off the road! Brilliant. I think I was Sam. I just love saying get off the road, to be honest with you. You know, he's obviously, he was ring bearer for a moment in time, very, very shortly, but he resisted the power of the ring, again, very, very shortly. You know, there's the bit where they're on the slopes of Mount Doom, and Sam's like, I can't carry the ring for you, Mr. Frodo, but I can carry you! Come on! And he's going up Mount... Oh, brilliant. When he's going up Mount Doom, throw it in the fire! I could literally do this all day. God, I'm such a nerd. But yeah, number 1, absolutely, Samwise Gamgee, my absolute hero. I would love to meet Sean Astin. And he played also Bob in Stranger Things, who's also a fucking hero. So yeah, number 1, Samwise Gamgee. And there you go, guys. That was my top 5 underrated characters in media. So let me know what you think. Who would you put at number 1? I'm sure there's many people that I have missed. Make sure you like, make sure you comment, make sure you subscribe, guys. Make sure you share this on your social media. Let's break 100 scrubs. Let's JD from Scrubs, brilliant. Make sure we break 100. Bake? Fuck me. It's getting long. It's getting hard doing these things. Make sure we break 100 subscribers. I'm on 74 as of right now. I would love 100. I think it's possible. I think we can do it. Yeah, hit a comment. Make sure you tell me that I look like a bargain bin Jack Sparrow with this fucking headband. Jesus, what am I doing in my life? Anyway, yeah, so like I said, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you do all the bits and bobs, guys. Thank you very much for sticking with me. Make sure you please stay safe. Make sure you sanitize. And more importantly, stay awesome.